Tamariki mā. I hia ngā āporo ki runga, titiro mai. Can we count them? Tahi, rua, titu, iwa, tekau. I hia ngā āporo? Tekau.
Kia ora, ko Erin Robertson toku ikoa. I tipu au I te maru o tarikaka ngā paimoka no Te Whanganui a Tara ahau. Kia ora, I'm Erin Robertson. I was born and bred in this place that I live and work of Te Whanganui a Tara, Wellington, New Zealand.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Māhia Tomona ahau, no Ngāti Kahungunu ahau. Kia ora, my name is Māhia Tomona and I'm from Ngāti Kahungunu.
Te Puna Reo o ngā Kakano is an urban early childhood centre based in Wellington, New Zealand. Our centre offers place-based education with an overriding Māori cultural perspective. We focus on the interweaving of culture, location, sustainability and the use of the Māori language.
Our sense of identity as Māori is very closely linked to the iwi or tribe we come from and our relationship to our land, our connection to landmarks such as rivers, mountains, and the sea is called Tūranga Waiwai, the place we stand strong. For many families who live away from their ancestral land, it's important that their children have a link to their Māori identity and sustain the type of relationships vital to our Māori culture.
Meeting these needs was the motivation for our pedagogical approach. It was driven by a small group of families and teachers who had a vision of a high-quality early childhood education that integrated our language and culture into our daily practice. The pedagogical approach of Te Puna Reo relies heavily on building a connection between children, nature and local landmarks. It is built on respect for our environment and the use of traditional practices to ensure it is kept clean and healthy. The educational program is child-driven in that children are empowered to pursue their own interests and learning at their own rate and according to their own capabilities. At Te Puna Reo, experiences of nature include weekly walks into natural settings such as forest areas and parks. We make regular trips to our stream, our mountain and the sea. When we take these trips, we acknowledge our atua by performing mihi and karakia, a form of greetings and prayer.
Ko rangi nui, wainga nui tonu, ko arawa tamariki, ko tāne, ko tangaroa, ka whiri matea, rongo matane, haumi e tike tike, matauenga, ka tipa te pō, ko te pō nui, ko te pō roa, ko te pō uri uri, ko te pō tango tango, ko te pō kere kere, ka puta, ki te ao marama I ti hei mauri ora. We made it. In the Māori world, nature helps people to understand themselves as humans and their relationships with other people, places and things. In our traditional belief system of creation, humans are born of the spirit beings that guard and protect the natural world. Papa Tuanuku is our earth mother and the matriarch of all things. Ranginui, our sky father, is the balancing patriarch. So caring for the ocean, the land, the natural resources is seen as a cultural and spiritual obligation to the atua or gods and to our tipuna, our ancestors. Tēnā koe Papa Tuanuku. Ko wai kirunga.
Ranginui! Ranginui!
Mihi atu ki aia.
Tēnā koe Ranginui! Tāne mahuta!
Ko tāne mahuta. Tēnā koe tāne mahuta.
Other activities include gardening and practices such as composting, worm farming, harvesting and preparing food. This supports the understanding of the cycle of life.
That one isn't big, that one isn't bigger.
It's not bigger? Titi, kuriri manaya.
No, that's bigger.
Toru. Pa.
Boy,
What does it smell like?
On that one.
Does it smell manaya?
On that one.
More days, Marley.
On that one.
It's not ready yet. It will be sour.
Te reo Māori, the Māori language, is used with daily conversations with the children and amongst the staff. While the adults involved in the program have different levels of language proficiency, efforts are made to use Te reo Māori as the primary language. English is used as a support language.
To develop our protocols, which we call tikanga, we had to take into account that our staff come from different iwi around New Zealand, from different cultural backgrounds and practices, and even some aspects of language. To reach a consensus as to which practices are included in our curriculum, we provide opportunities for reflective discussion, and then together we decide which tikanga fits us best.
What I really love about Te Puna Reo ngā Kakano is that they are passionate about the environment. They're teaching my son how to garden. They're teaching my son about reducing, reusing, recycling. They're teaching my son about worm farms. I don't have the knowledge about worm farms and compost and how to do that, and I'm glad that he comes to a place every day where he can learn these things.
Ngā kākano ki roto nei. Tēnō iti ngā kākano ne.
I know
There's
how
a
to
little
play.
taonga inside.
You can open that grave.
Pehea tēnā. How was that? Kai? Te kai mo ngā toki.
They're working together with the culture and the language, which I really admire. And he says words like manu, and he will mihi to Papa Tuanuku or Ranginui. And those for me are huge milestones in his progress. And he's confident and loves who he is and where he's from and the peers and the relationships he's made. Yeah.
Te ha tōpirangi. What do you think that smells like? No wonder the kereru like to eat these karaka berries. He rongoa hoki. Can be used as medicine as well. Oh, te tiro, he kereru. Eria, that's the manu we were just talking about that comes to eat these karaka berries. As Māori, it's vital for one's identity to be familiar with tribal connections and to be able to trace one's past, to understand our ancestors, to know their stories, where they come from. At Te Puna Reo, this means teaching our children their pepeha, the traditional way of speaking about their whakapapa, their genealogy, where they come from, and who they're related to. It's a practice we use when meeting new people, as connections are made through our tribal relationships.
Our hopes are for children to leave Te Puna Reo confident to stand strong in both Māori and Pākehā worlds.
Ko tane, ko tanga